to North Carolina A&T's Coaches Show, where we talk all things basketball with men's coach Monte Ross and host Spencer Turkin and many other guests. And now, here's your host, Spencer Turkin.
More gym on the campus of North Carolina A&T State University. This is the North Carolina A&T Men's Basketball Coaches Show featuring the head coach Monte Ross. I'm Spencer Turkin, joined by Brian Holloway as we begin our fourth and final installment of this season's show. Hard to believe we're coming upon the final weekend of the regular season. It has been quite the ride, but the last few weeks it's been a little extra sweet. This team figuring it out, playing as hard as possible, leaving it all out on the floor. And when you see that, that they've taken everything that they've learned from the season, applied it to these last few games, and now they're starting to be rewarded for the fruits of their labor, Brian, what does that mean to you and to this A&T fan base?
It's been very exciting. It's kind of been we might need to call the doctors in because it's been a heart attack type basketball, but it's been fun. Lamothe hitting that shot against Campbell, and then, the pass from Shell to Ogletree, and I'm still in amazement that they made that call. I just, with 0.6 seconds left, normally that call isn't made in that type of situation. But we'll take it. So it's just kind of been in a very exciting time. It's great to see the winning, we see Lamothe rewarded this week with the CAA Player of the Week, and then he got national honors as well, Player of the Week. So, it's really been fun the last few weeks to kind of see this team come together. And that's the main thing, that these guys have kind of come together, and they've kind of, galvanized and become, just this unit where, it's cliche, but it's kind of like that us against the world mentality. You just kind of feel it coming out of that locker room. And so let's enjoy the ride while it's here,
What's crazy to me is tournament play doesn't start for another almost 2 weeks. But every game for the past month has felt like a tournament game. That our backs were against the wall. There was almost no tomorrow. Got to leave it all out on the floor no matter what. And this team has responded. All 6 players have responded and have made this thing happen. And I'm obviously only joking about the 6. There's more than 6 on the team. But there are 6 that are playing consistently in this rotation right now. And you've got guys that are averaging 40 minutes a game over the last 5 games.
Yeah, but the great thing about it is that, and I think Lamothe reminded us of this the other night in the post-game press conference, they've been used to playing these type of minutes all year long. Lamothe especially, Cam Shell has played several 40-minute games. So it's almost like they were built for this. Nobody kind of wanted to come down to where we don't have a whole lot of depth. But some of these guys were just already playing those type of minutes. And so having to do it in this situation really, wasn't a big deal for them. And then, you can kind of interchange Hidekudas and Stratos and Makai, so it kind of takes some of that pressure off of them in terms of minutes. So, it's just kind of what they do, and they've gutted it out, and, won 3 out of the last 4.
When you think about also this part of the schedule, this whole month of February has probably been the most difficult portion of the schedule. All the top teams from the league have either made their way through the Corbett Sports Center or we've taken a trip to go see them, and yet it hasn't phased this bunch at all. Does that tell you, in your opinion, that they're ready for that week in March in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, I think they're ready for anything. Like, you and I discuss this all the time. There's not a team in this league that you go, whoa, they can't be beaten. Like, they're unbeatable. So, people ask me all the time, every time before a game, do we have a chance? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We do. We got a chance. As long as the ball is dribbling and we got some guys out there, we got a chance. So, I'm excited for the tournament. I know we got 2 regular season games left, so I want to be cautious about talking tournament too early. But, excited for the tournament, some of the things that, we may be able to do. And one of the things that is great about this team is that they've been able to dictate tempo. And I think that goes to Cammy and Shell. I think he's kind of been the guy who, the coach on the floor and those type of things. And then the fact that we've been able to control tempo, we've been able to make teams play at our pace, really is something that has been exceptional.
And over the last 4, his offense has really risen to the occasion. He's averaging double figures over his last 3 games. His assists per game are up to almost 5 in that span. We're starting to see the Cam Shell of old now. It seems like he likes this pace, likes the design of this team, and is able to move the ball around from side to side and keep opponents on their toes.
Yeah, 100%. And then he and Lamoth get downhill.
Yeah.
You know, and once they start getting downhill, then you start getting guys open in the corner and in the elbow. And Ogletree the other night just got really hot, in that game. You know, and all that was kind of dictated by the fact that these guys can kind of roll downhill. And then you got to respect their ability to put it on the floor and get to the rim. And then guys are starting to get open from the perimeter. So it's been fun basketball to watch. It's been pounding basketball to watch. But, at the end of the day, I think Coach said it to me earlier, a 1-point win is the same as a 20-point win. They all count the same, and so we're going to all take it in.
Well, I scheduled my doctor's appointment for right before the tournament, make sure I'm ready to go. Make sure we're not going to have a problem before we leave, so we're all set. But one last thing I'll say about the tournament. If you would like to join us in Washington, D.C., come cheer on the Aggies. Make sure you visit ncataggies.com, click on the ticket section, and purchase your ticket books through North Carolina A&T. We have an allotment. Make sure you sit with your fellow fans of the blue and gold. You don't want to be having to sit by yourself or stuck with some Hampton fans. So
you're good at this, man. That was good. Good promo. Hey, that's
got
why
to pay the bills.
Bucks, man.
I got to pay the bills. It is what it is. But we got plenty coming up for you here on the Coaches Show. The head coach Monte Ross is in the building, and we'll be joined on the air by guard Bryson Ogletree. We'll talk about that awesome free throw that he hit at the end of the game.
And the one he missed on purpose.
And the one that he missed on purpose that helped us clinch it and not have to worry too much. So plenty coming up for you here. We appreciate you joining us on the North Carolina A&T Athletics YouTube page.
Stay tuned. The Coaches Show will be back after these messages.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
6,000 universities. Why choose North Carolina A&T? We graduate more African American students in engineering, journalism, liberal arts, and agriculture than any other campus anywhere, period. Our grads earn more right out of school than all but one other university system peer. And 96% of Aggie alums say they wish they can do it all over again. Can you feel the pride? You will. A&T. Always doing, never done.
Good morning, America. Today, thousands of our teammates will make and deliver over 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally, in towns large and small. From the heartland to the coast, our products are moving and our trucks are rolling. We share passion and a purpose. We love to refresh and serve our communities. We're Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Vice President Kamala Harris is bringing the Fight for Our Freedoms college tour to North Carolina A&T State University today.
Why A&T specifically?
The history and legacy of a people is 400 years of oppression.
We have always been able to adjust and adapt to whatever is thrown at us. And I think that just speaks to the resilience of our community.
You did it, Aggies!
Welcome back to the show.
The A&T Men's Basketball Coaches Show featuring the head coach Monte Ross is on the A&T Athletics YouTube page, brought to you by Marcus T. Johnson. Spencer Turkin now joined by the head coach Monte Ross. Coach, things are good around the basketball offices these days. Winners of 3 of the last 4. A lot of tight basketball games that your team has been a part of, but getting the job done. So you've always spoken about you want your teams playing their best basketball towards the end of the season, gearing up for the tournament. So do you feel like they're accomplishing that goal that you've set out for them at the beginning of the year?
No, absolutely. I think
I guess we're missing the drag race outside.
Yeah. We've really played our best basketball the last couple of weeks, and it's perfect timing.
Yeah.
Going into March and going into tournament time. And, when you talk about the close games, I like to think that we had some pretty good preparation for these close games that we've won because we had so many close games early on in the year that we didn't win. And so hopefully I think these guys have learned from those experiences. And that's what the team is about. That's what the game is about. That's what life is about, is having adverse situations or facing adversity and coming out of it the other end better for it.
Learning to win, it's a skill. I think a lot of people don't realize that it is, A, difficult to win a college basketball game,
yes,
no matter your level,
yes,
but B, that you actually have to learn how to close out a game and to win. So as you've watched this team grow, what are some of those characteristics and traits that you've seen them develop that have allowed them to win basketball games?
Well, and before you learn how to win, you have to learn how not to lose. And that's what we are doing. We are taking care of the basketball for the most part. We had a hiccup in the Campbell game where we had 18 turnovers. To as slow, I won't say as slow, but as tempo controlled as we are, to have 18 turnovers, so missing 18 opportunities to shoot the basketball and still win the game, these guys never cease to amaze me. So making free throws, taking care of the basketball, making our layups, sharing the basketball. That's been a big key for us. And I appreciate them. And I told them that, you know what I did? Like, I gathered them together. When the referees were at the clock during the Stony Brook game, and they were deciding, it was going to be 0.5 or 0.6 and all that kind of stuff, I gathered all the starters that were in the game at the time. And they don't know this. I'm going to tell them this now. But I gathered them all together. I was like, man, you know what, man? I love you guys, man. I love you guys. I just, the way you guys just got to stop down that other end, man, that was big time, man. I love you guys. Really, all I was trying to do is take the pressure off of Bryson. Just don't have him think about the free throw and all, because everybody was like going to Bryson. Oh, you good, Bryce, you good. I think we have this thing that we do before the night before every game called Win the Game. And Cam was like, man, we win the game every day, man. We good. And I was like, I just didn't want him to be nervous and all that. But I say that in jest, that, I do this group, the way that they've come together. I love coaching them. I love being around. I love the practices and stuff, although they're very, very abbreviated practices. And it's funny, I said to the guys today before we got started, after they stretched, I said, look, how your body's feeling, man? How you guys doing? And of course, them, oh, Coach, we're tired, we're hurting. I'm like, how y'all hurting? And we don't even, we practice for 45 minutes, an hour tops. So then they're smart. They're smart. Oh, it's the weight room. DJ really killing us in the weight room. And so they're characters.
And then you have to remind them that they're 19, 20, 21, 22 years old.
What?
And,
man, you think
they
these
should
guys
be able to
are
bounce
like 45,
back.
man. They're just like, oh, man. Shoot, it takes Jonathan Lamote, it takes him like 45 minutes to get started in practice. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like a robot. And
I didn't realize you had 6 Jeff Raffertys coming off the bus and trying to play. I mean, this is...
We're not even going to get into Coach Rafferty. We won't even get into that. Oh, boy. I tell you, the players, they have a great time with, we call him Raf. They have a great time with Raf, and they have a great time with him.
When you think about this team, it seems like nothing has fazed them. That you've thrown some crazy situations at them. This program has been throwing some stuff that you've never had to deal with as a leader, and yet it's just on to the next play, on to the next game, on to the next free throw. No matter the challenge, they seem to at least be willing to give it a shot. What does that tell you about the young men?
I think it really speaks to the character of the guys that are out there. I would love to sit up here and sit on the soapbox and say, yeah, well, I demand that they. Well, yeah, right. It's about these guys. It's about their. It's a testament to their characters, testament to the growth that they've had throughout the entire season. It's a testament to them being willing to step up in tough situations. A lot of guys would. A lot of players do. You watch college basketball. A lot of players shy away from big moments. I was laughing with John in the office today, and I was busting his chops about something. He was like, "Coach, the moment was too big for me." And it's just like it's that type of banter that we have the staff with these guys, and we want them to be themselves, and we want them to come into office and mess around the way that they do. But I think it speaks to their character and the fact that it was, I want to say it was almost like a seamless transition, but we did have a little hiccup at UNC Wilmington, and I think I mentioned it to you before. When I was walking into the locker room, the players were already in there, and Will Felton, I heard him saying, "Hey guys, this was our first game together with this group." And, since that game, even if we've lost, we've really played to a really good level, a really high level. But it just speaks to the character of the guys that we have.
And Wilmington also one of the toughest defensive teams in the country, not just in the CAA. So difficult to have to make that the first challenge for these guys.
Sure. No, it was.
They've persevered through it, figured it out, and they're being rewarded for it now. But we've got plenty coming up for you here at the A&T Men's Basketball Coaches Show. We're going to look back on the game against Stony Brook and that tremendous win that your guys had, but we'll also preview the weekend and the trip up north. So one last road trip to seal the deal on the 24-25 campaign. Northeastern and Hofstra waiting for the Aggies up in the Northeast to complete the regular season before we head to Washington, D.C. That's next. You're tuned in to the A&T Men's Basketball Coaches Show on the A&T YouTube page.
Stay tuned. The Coaches Show will be back after these messages.
Fans, be sure to visit longtime North Carolina A&T sponsor Smitty's McDonald's. 3 locations in Greensboro, including Summit Avenue, right near campus. Stop by or use your favorite delivery app today.
Good morning, America. Today, thousands of our teammates will make and deliver over 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally, in towns large and small. From the heartland to the coast, our products are moving and our trucks are rolling. We show passion and a purpose. We love to refresh and serve our communities. We're Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Using these type of cleansers could be damaging and stripping your skin. I use new Olay cleansing melts every day. Just soak, activate, and wash to clean, tone, and refresh. That's a 3 times better clean. Olay.
The Aggie Athletic Foundation is the official fundraising arm for North Carolina A&T Athletics. By making an investment in athletics, you're providing resources that leverage our ability to recruit highly motivated student athletes who train and compete at the highest level of Division I athletics. For more information about this campaign and the AAF, please call 336-285-3063 or visit our website at aggieboosters.com.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the A&T Men's Basketball Coaches Show from Moore Gym on the campus of North Carolina A&T State University. Spencer Turkin rejoined by the head coach Monte Ross as we get you set for the final weekend of the regular season. The Aggies will head to Boston, Massachusetts to take on Northeastern, and then a quick flight down to Long Island to battle it out with the Hofstra Pride to finish up the regular season on Saturday. Before we talk about those two games, let's look back on the Stony Brook game. Wild finish to that ball game. Stony Brook had a chance to hold for the final shot. Shot clock was off. And they elected to shoot with a few seconds left. Didn't go in. Cam has the ball in his hands and looks up, and Bryson is 3/4 of the way down the floor, throws the baseball pass, heads to the rim, and gets fouled on the arm pretty hard. And the rest is history. So obviously you drew it up exactly like that. You knew they were going to shoot the ball early, and you knew that Bryson was going to spill out and head to the opposite free throw line, right?
Yeah. Look, so two things on that, right? So the first thing is I'm always getting on Bryson about leaking out. You know what I mean? Like, look, yo, come on, we need everybody to rebound the basketball and all that kind of stuff. So really glad that he's still not listening to me. I'm really glad of that. The second thing is this. Now, this is what gets overlooked by everyone. I was yelling for a timeout. Like yelling, screaming for a timeout on the sideline. And I saw the ball in the air to Bryson. So I'm like, when Cam gets it, I don't know if he took one dribble or not. And I'm like, time out. And then I see the ball in the air, and I'm like, you know, so, you know, we have a thing. What we do is, in last second situations like that, if it's 5 seconds or more, if a team scores against us, you know, if it's 5 seconds or more, we get it in and we just go. Hence the Hampton game last year.
Yep, Cam.
Get in and go. If it's less than 5 seconds, a lot of times it's not enough time, so we call timeout. You know, just kudos to these guys, just their basketball IQ. One, for Bryson to get out, and I didn't realize how good of a pass it was from Cam until I watched the game again. And just a heck of a pass from Cam, pinpoint, right on the money to Bryce. And all Bryce had to do, I don't even think he had to take a dribble. I think he just turned and just, you know, stretched out to make the layup, and the kid fouled him. Now, the next part of this, the free throws. I watched, and I'm going to mess up his name, the kid Garland from Cleveland Cavaliers, who is a heck of a player. Winston Garland, is it? Darius Garland. He got fouled on a three-point shot, and he's a 80-some%. He missed all three of them. And we're talking about an NBA player, goes to the line, nobody on the line, missed all three. So I told these guys, and I told Bryson after the game in the locker room, I said, you know, I get on you guys about free throws and you know, practicing and all that kind of stuff, but it ain't easy. It ain't easy stepping up there, and, you know, we as fans, and, you know, we like to say, oh, I can't make a free throw. It ain't easy, especially in that situation where Bryson was. But, you know, to his credit, and what we did is I called John over and said, look, if Bryson makes the first one, tell him to miss the second one on purpose. But shoot, the way that he nailed that first one, it was like pure. Like, that thing was like, shoo. I was like, man almighty, that was pretty impressive. Now, I hadn't remembered that he was 4 for 4 on the day before he stepped to the line. So that made it 5 for 5. And then I know he was pissed at me for telling him to miss that second one, because he could have been 6 for 6 for the line.
And up to 20 points for the day.
Oh, and it would have been 20 points. Oh, wow. Okay, well, you know, sometimes you got to take one for the team.
The win was more important, there's no doubt. But when you tell somebody to miss a free throw like that, obviously everybody goes through their routine, and they're so deadlocked on the front of the rim and trying to put it right over the front of the rim and score the bucket. You do run the risk of taking someone out of their routine and then not hitting the rim and then giving the ball back to the other team with the clock stopped. I mean, how hard is it for a player to miss but hit the rim intentionally?
Well, excuse me. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but like I don't know what the conversation was with Bryson and John. After John goes to him, Bryson has the ball, and he's like, I don't know what he was saying to John at that point. But
We'll ask him in a couple minutes.
he missed it like perfectly. It was the perfect miss because, and you know, the reason you have John in there and Cam just to stand there is just so that the other team feels a little bit of anxiety. If there's nobody there, there's no anxiety whatsoever. They're just going to grab it and call timeout in the air. Well, if there's a guy there, you don't know if he's going to go for the ball or not.
Right.
So they went for the ball, fumbled it, and then the time runs out. So just an incredible effort from the guys all the way around. And the other thing that gets lost and missed is, I said this in the press conference, shoot, in the first half, Bryce was 1 for 97. He had missed 96 shots. He had missed every shot, he took but one. But kudos to him in the second half. Like, he might have taken the first shot of the second half. Like, it was no back off for him. And again, it's one thing to tell these guys, look, I don't care if you miss your however many shots. If it's your shot and you practice it, I don't care. You shoot it. If you go 0 for 7, you shoot that 8th one like you just went 7 for 7. So kudos to him for, you know, having the heart to say, man, look, I practiced this, and he was nailing them. He hit big shot after big shot. But the other thing is his teammates were still looking for him. They were still looking for him and feeding him in the second half. And that to me shows a group that's together, that cares for one another, and has a chance to do some things down the road here.
You won this game in the 70s. You won a game where you scored 60, and you won a game that you scored in the 50s. What is the sweet spot for this team? What is the actual pace of play that you would like them to play?
Man,
right now.
The pace of play is bring it on. We can play in any. No. Hold on, slow down. Now, watch. So we're in the middle of the game, and sometime in the first half. So John is like, "Hey, I think we can push the pace against these guys a little bit tonight." So I'm like, "Oh God!" Now pushing the pace means guys getting tired, means guys defensively in lapses. But you know, it's interesting. We would like to bring down the possessions, but you know, I think each game is different. Each game is different. Like you said, we won 53-50. We won, 63, whatever. Each game is different. And a lot of times what we put on the board before the game is, let's make it our tempo. There's going to be opportunities for us to run, let's run. There are going to be other opportunities where we want to slow it down and execute. Let's slow it down and execute.
How much of that is on Cam Shell to feel out the defense, see what might be given, what might be out on the floor to be taken, and then make that decision as to what the pace of play should be for the night?
Absolutely, positively. And I think his leadership over the last 3 weeks has been outstanding, been totally outstanding. So we haven't had it like that earlier this year, but he's done an excellent job. So he controls everything that we do.
Is this the Cam Shell that you were expecting to have all season long, the one that you've had for the month of February?
Yeah, I mean, it's the one that we had all last year. So I think he's done a terrific job. And watch, we look at these guys because they have such a great skill. We look at them as being 25, 20, 30, 35. No, they're still growing young men.
Yep.
They're still going through ups and downs. They're still facing the challenges of daily life, challenges of college, all the challenges that, normal people, normal or regular students face that aren't student athletes face but don't have the other pressures of practice, of games, of weightlifting, and all those other things. So, you know, he went through a rough patch. But again, I always say to these guys, it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to what happens to you. Again, you're going to face adversity in life, and face adversity on your job, face adversity in your family. It's how you respond to it, and I'm so proud of the way that Cam has responded.
Coach, we're going to give you a little bit of a break. We're going to welcome Bryson on after the timeout, and then we'll bring you back on to preview the weekend and the regular season finale.
You want Bryce? What has he ever done?
Just went out there and hit a clutch free throw the other night.
Just a huge free throw.
To bring home a W, a very important W for the Aggies. Bryson Ogletree, he's next right here on the A&T Men's Basketball Coaches Show.
Stay tuned. The Coaches Show will be back after these messages.
The Aggie Athletic Foundation is the official fundraising arm for North Carolina A&T Athletics. By making an investment in athletics, you're providing resources that leverage our ability to recruit highly motivated student athletes who train and compete at the highest level of Division I athletics. For more information about this campaign and the AAF, please call 336-285-3063 or visit our website at aggieboosters.com. Fans, be sure to visit longtime North Carolina A&T sponsor Smitty's McDonald's. 3 locations in Greensboro, including Summit Avenue, right near campus. Stop by or use your favorite delivery app today.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything.
My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing, and who doesn't want that? Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence, and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to more gym for the A&T Men's Basketball Coaches Show, featuring the head coach, Monte Ross. Now joined by guard Bryson Ogletree on the program. Bryson, welcome into the regular season finale of the A&T Men's Basketball Coaches Show.
How you doing, Spencer?
Doing well. Glad you're here. Big time win the other night against Stony Brook. You're stepping up to the line. There's 0.6 seconds left. What's going through your head as you have the chance to win the basketball game for your team?
At first, I knew I was good. I was gonna hit the free throw because we practice it all the time. But when the crowd got quiet, I didn't know what to do then. I was like, oh man, it got quiet on me. But I knew it was gonna go down for me, and I knew I was gonna win it for our team.
You know what's funny? You mentioned that our fans, they're wonderful. They show up all the time. The students are around. But you're right. They don't typically quiet down for free throws like they do at a lot of other venues. So was that the moment that you're like, oh, this is a pretty big one? If they're actually all quieting down, then something must be going on here.
Yeah, right. Like when they quieted down, I knew I just had to make it. I just had to make the shot. But it wasn't really that bad for me because we practice it all the time and we practice win the game. And it was kind of like the same situation that we always practice with like 71 points. And you just got to hit and win the game.
Earlier in the game, as Coach mentioned, you'd missed a few shots, but the second half really turned it on. Did you see something from Stony Brook in their defense that let you know that you could get a little more open or better shot selection there in the half? Or was it just eventually they go down for you and you just had to keep shooting?
No, really, it was just my teammates finding me. Honestly, they was all double-teaming centers like Stratos and Nikos. So I just know how to stay ready and just catch and shoot.
It's been a tough season for you. You missed 14 games with a hand injury that you suffered in the Wake Forest game. You came back, and you had to get back into the flow of things. This team changed completely on you a few games after that. What has it been like as you've been trying to find your footing this season after coming back from an injury?
Really, I just know I had to really just go through adversity, and keep going, because I can't really fall back and go off myself. And the team needs me to play good. We don't really have that many players to go through it, so I know I have to be ready, and I can't really, put it on myself.
We've seen some high-flying dunks this year from you. You can pretty much jump above the rim. So what's the air like up there? I would never know. So what is the air like up there, and what is it like to be able to pretty much get rim height and dunk the basketball like that?
Honestly, I really don't like dunking for real. Like, when I came down here, it was really like, I can dunk, but like, it's not fun for me anymore. But the team, the coaching staff, they love to see me get on the rim and dunk and show my athleticism. So,
your coach looks a little surprised by that answer. I think we're gonna have to discuss that in the next segment. So, because they keep throwing you alley-oops.
Yeah, 'cause the team know I can get up there and I can fly.
So they're forcing you into this, is
basically.
what you're saying. Okay. Got it. All right. Well, I think John showed up, and that's noted now. I don't know how many more of those he's going to throw your way. So,
yeah.
In your time on campus here, what has it been like here at A&T for you? Have you do you feel like you found the right home for you to continue your athletic career?
Yes, I love it out here. I love the atmosphere. I love everything about this campus. I love the coaching staff. I just really want to just build here and grow here and further my basketball career.
As we come down the stretch, a few more regular season games, then it's tournament time. What are you hoping for out of this squad? What can this squad achieve as you guys try and wrap this thing up?
I feel like this team can go on a big run. And honestly, I feel like we can win the tournament. Like, I really feel like we can win the tournament if we just play together and just play with the right mindset.
What has it been like playing with 6 guys?
It feels normal, really. Like, it just feels the same, just playing basketball.
Well, Bryson, we appreciate you joining us here tonight. Awesome job knocking down that free throw and sealing the deal the other day. And we've got a quick trip up to the Northeast for you. So 2 games, Northeastern and Hofstra. But we actually have a special guest that walked into the building, and we're going to bring him on the show right now, and that is John Lamoth, the CAA Player of the Week is here. And so we're going to bring him on up and have him switch spots with you right now. No commercial. We're just going to do it on the fly like a hockey line change here. So John Lamoth has arrived, the CAA Player of the Week, also part of the Oscar Robertson National Player of the Week conversation this week. So it's been a pretty solid few weeks for you here, averaging over 20 points a game. A&T has won 3 of the last 4. What has it been like since the last time we spoke to you on this program? Do you feel like this team is figuring out its identity and is starting to gel in the way you had hoped that they would?
Yes, the chemistry definitely been there these last couple of weeks. The energy in practice, shoot-arounds, just in the locker room, it's just been better. And it shows out on the court, how we play together, how when we get down, we just look at each other and say, we good. Like, we've been here all year. So, yeah, it's been great and just a blessing to get these awards.
You heard from your teammate that he doesn't like dunking. You don't believe him, though, do you?
Nah, we'll practice at 8:30, and the first drill, he'll dunk the ball at 8:30. So he loves dunking. Like Coach said, I won't even touch the backboard at 8:30. So, yeah, he likes dunking. He loves dunking.
Okay, so we'll continue that debate on the road this weekend. But for you, John, you've hit a couple of clutch shots here down the stretch. It seems like in these big moments, the ball finds your hands. What is it like to be the guy that this team counts on when they need it most?
It just starts with my teammates believing in me and the coaching staff believes in me. Like at E-line, I was like 0 for 6, and Coach still drew up the last play for me, so I knew that if I got it, I was going to make a play. And, just always being ready. I feel like the work I put in just makes me ready for those moments, and, I just go and show it.
To have a staff that believes in you, even when you are 0 for on the day like that, is that the confidence boost that you and your teammates sometimes need in order to go out there and get the job done?
Yes, definitely, because, we only got 6 players, so, sometimes we fatigue, sometimes, so you need that extra, voice to just tell you to keep going. Like, coach is always in our ear, like, we right here, so we just keep that that voice in our head, and we just keep going. We just keep trying to make plays and just fight through fatigue and just get a win.
How important has this stretch been? 6 guys, sometimes 7 on the floor, Thursdays and Saturdays, condensed weekends, in getting you ready for the tournament. It's going to be a short bench. It's going to be a quick turnaround. Is this the prep that you guys needed to simulate tournament play?
Yeah, for sure. We just need to see us get some wins. That's all we need to do. I think the schedule really hasn't been a problem because Fridays, those shoot-arounds are pretty light, so it gives our body time to recover. So really we just need to, finish out some games and just really have that confidence to know that we can win against anybody. It really hasn't been a team, except UNCW, that really just kind of like dominated from the jump. So I think just seeing us win and seeing us really come together, even like people like Bryson coming off the bench and coming out the second half and making all those shots, like it's just big confidence boost for everybody. So, just keep rolling.
This team, you mentioned having to see a couple of wins to start believing and knowing that it can get done. What do you feel like the difference was that led to those wins? Is there something that you can point to that you guys have developed as a team that has led you down this path?
Just having that belief in one another. When you pass the ball, you're going to get it back. When you pass the ball, you're confident that your teammate's going to make a shot. And just everybody just always having a positive spirit in the locker room and warm-ups. Even when we down 10 points, we say we good. Like, we always come to the huddles like, just get 1 stop, get 2 stops. So it's just that confidence, it's that chemistry, and just everybody being together, and then us just rumbling. So those are just the main keys for us to going forward.
Big weekend heading up to the Northeast, 2 tough road games, Northeastern and Hofstra. These are teams that are scrappy, similar in nature to our squad, where nothing seems to faze them. They're still battling despite some of their lows this season. How do you go in there, control the tempo, and continue to get the job done even on the road?
Really just keep doing what we're doing. I feel like our scouts been good, so just taking away their key guys, and I feel like offensively we're going to get what we want with Nico's this game especially. So I think just going to our strengths and taking away their strengths is going to be the key, and I think we can beat anybody in the conference, so we're just going to go up there and handle business.
John, the one thing that I've noticed is when teams start to pressure Cam, you've obviously get the basketball, help bring it up. It doesn't seem like it changes the offensive identity of this team, that the play is still going to get run. You're still going to figure out what's best for the squad no matter who has the ball in their hand. How important is it for the other 4 guys out on the floor to know that no matter who is bringing the ball up or who's controlling the offense at the time, that the play is the play and that you guys have one singular job to complete instead of maybe branching off?
I think it's just the communication, and also every day in practice, every day I get point guard reps, and when Cam goes to the wing, so just repping it in practice and them knowing that I'm going to control the pace and get everybody open just like Cam is. So just the communication and the chemistry to know that we all together and we're going to get the job done no matter who on the ball.
I know you like to try and run a little bit, so how hard has it been to curtail that and to play within the system?
I see what's winning, so, when Cam slow it down, I get to walk up the court, so I get that little break sometimes. So, it's good to run sometimes, but we've been slowing it down and really running offense. We get a few shot clock violations or close to it, but, it's been good to just see everybody, aggressive and just being confident out there. So it works.
Awesome. John, appreciate the time. Thanks for stopping by and supporting Bryson and Coach. And we will catch you in Boston on Thursday.
This is it.
Coming up next, the head coach, Monte Ross, rejoins the program as we preview the weekend at Northeastern and Hofstra right here on the A&T YouTube page.
Stay tuned. The Coaches Show will be back after these messages.
Aggie Athletic Foundation is the official fundraising arm for North Carolina A&T Athletics. By making an investment in athletics, you're providing resources that leverage our ability to recruit highly motivated student athletes who train and compete at the highest level of Division I athletics. For more information about this campaign and the AAF, please call 336-285-3063 or visit our website at aggieboosters.com. Fans, be sure to visit longtime North Carolina A&T sponsor Smitty's McDonald's. 3 locations in Greensboro, including Summit Avenue, right near campus. Stop by or use your favorite delivery app today.
I have seen significant changes in my skin. Good Molecules is everything.
My skin looks flawless. My skin is just glowing, and who doesn't want that? Good Molecules made an amazing difference in my skin. My skin has glowed up completely.
Hyperpigmentation cleared up a lot. My skin tone is a lot smoother.
I've truly seen a difference in my skin. Now I have confidence, and now I'm glowing.
I feel confident in my skin once again, thanks to Good Molecules.
Welcome back to the show.
Back with you here at More Gym, getting ready to wrap things up. The final A&T men's basketball coaches show featuring the head coach Monte Ross. Coach, can you believe it? We made it through all 4 shows. We made it to the final weekend of the regular season, and we still live to tell about it. So we are here and ready for an exciting weekend of basketball in the Northeast. One last thing on the Stony Brook game, though. Colin Daly had the scout, your Dobo.
Yes.
It's not very often around the country that a Dobo gets a scout, and yet he got a W for you, a Division I win in that scout. What does that say about Colin as a member of your staff and the fact that you trust him enough to have a scout against a Division I team?
Well, I think Colin is he's come from a tremendous basketball lineage, and he's been around the game his whole life. This is crazy. Like, my wife was coaching a little summer league team for my son and daughter and cousin, and lo and behold, Colin and his brother Ryan, who was a great player at St. Joe's, joined the team. And so she was coaching them, and we were like, wow, these dudes are awful. They can't play at all. And I tell you what, their evolution as basketball players was tremendous. Colin grew up to go and play at Westchester, then eventually transferred to Temple because he wanted to coach. And Ryan's exploits on the basketball court are well documented. So, Colin has been around it for a long time. And an interesting story, if we have time, is I was at Temple, and he was our grad assistant. Colin was our grad assistant at Temple. So I was involved with the A&T job, and I go in the office at Temple one day, and I say to Colin, I say, hey, man, I'm involved with the A&T job. I don't know what's going to happen, but if you want to, and before I could get anything else, so he was like, hey, Greensboro, yeah, I'm in. Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? So he had that type of enthusiasm, that type of excitement. And for my press conference, it's funny, he got on the road for the press conference before I did. Like, he and his girlfriend I was like, yo, where are you? He said, I'm in Charlottesville, Virginia. I got an early start, and I'm going to meet you in Greensboro. So he's been, so he has, you have certain guys that have that drive, a certain type of personality, and he has that. So it's just like the natural evolution for him and he's allowed to go out and recruit now. So he's out tonight recruiting, and it's just a natural evolution for him, and he does such a great job that it's easy to turn over any responsibility to him, and it's going to get done at a high level.
You left off one thing of his basketball accomplishments. He carries our manager team with his superb play. So,
man, if you would hear the conversations that go on in our office about these guys still playing basketball, I'm like,
it's life or death for them.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
everything and anything.
And now, when it's not the manager's game against another team, it's, Jabari and Colin versus Winston, and they playing one-on-one, and it's so that's when I start to hear it, I say, okay, come on, y'all, let's meet. I'm gonna save y'all from yourselves. Come on, it's time for let's talk about recruiting. Let's talk about the next opponent.
You just gotta let them know that you and Ricky would still light them up, and so that would be it.
Yeah, Dorian had the nerve to ask me one day. He said, "Hey, Coach, I think Ricky's going to play. Are you going to play?" I was like, "Hold it 1 second. Let me scratch myself. Ricky, did you feel that? No. What Ricky do don't have nothing to do with what I'm going to do. No, my basketball days are over. It's about treadmill for me right now."
Got it. 2 tough games this weekend up in the Northeast, Northeastern and Hofstra, 2 teams that have had their struggles this season, but have come away with some wins. Scrappy basketball teams. They've got scrappy coaches as well. What should we expect from the Huskies and the Pride?
Well, the Huskies are, Billy got the job at Northeastern the same year I got the job at Delaware. He's been doing a phenomenal job. This is his 19th year as a head coach up there. Very familiar with what his teams are going to do. They're always going to be scrappy. They're always going to be well coached. They're going to run great offense, and they're going to play sticky defense. So it's going to be a great challenge for us. But, our guys have stepped up to the challenge, every game that we've had for the last couple of weeks, and I'm expecting no different. We've had a couple good days of Monday and Tuesday were good days of prep for us. We'll have one more tomorrow morning before we get on the road to go fly up there. But you know what you're getting. You know it's going to be. They're not going to beat themselves. We have to go up there. We have to win the game. We have to play smart. We have to rebound the ball. We have to keep them out of transition. And we have to, like John was saying, one of our biggest things is we want to make teams play to their weaknesses. We don't want to let them play to their strengths. We almost, some people would call. We want them to play left-handed. We want them not to be at their strength or what they're comfortable with. And if we do that, and that's been our theme for the last, we just want to give ourselves a chance to win the game. And doing those type things will give us a chance to win the game. And now it's just about us making a play. It's about me making the right play call and having great execution. And then, see where we lay.
Coach, appreciate you joining us for all 4 shows and everything that you've done for all of our content on the Aggie Sports Network, and looking forward to a great final regular season weekend and on to the tournament after that. So thank you for everything and all the access that you've provided this year to help enrich our content and our broadcasts.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, and appreciate Brian, Shamika, everybody that's put this thing together. And thank you for doing it. Thank you for hosting it. And we'll continue this. It'll get bigger, it'll get better. We want to be as accessible to the people as we possibly can be. And, we just want to create a love affair between our program and the community. And any way we can do that, and this is one of the venues and avenues to do that, so we're going to do it. But anything that we can do, we're always here.
And one last note before we sign off. Just want to put out there that we're glad that the IU Indy basketball team is okay after their scary incident on the way home from Northern Kentucky the other day. Their bus caught fire and exploded, actually. So everybody got off the bus all right. We're glad that they're doing okay. They lost 2 sets of uniforms. They lost all their equipment, all their computers, clothing, but they're okay. So really glad that they're okay. I know that we have a lot of travel that we do, and we're on the road a lot, and a lot of things are out of our hands. So just glad that they're good and that they're doing as well as they can at the moment.
Yes, prayers to them and just their mental state of you have to go through something like that. And like you said, they lost whatever they lost is replaceable.
That's it.
Everything is replaceable.
So for the head coach, Monte Ross, for Shamika and Brian in the back, I'm Spencer Turkin saying so long, and we'll talk to you Thursday night on the Aggie Sports Network as we get you ready for Northeastern and A&T. Take care, everybody.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, like and follow us on Facebook.